welcome in. Let's get our music started. There we go. Well, after yesterday's software upgrade issues, I'm glad to be back. And this morning, just as I went live, Discord decided to tell me that I needed to pick a new username. So I did that. We're gonna go ahead and we're gonna continue on with what we stopped off with on Tuesday. We're gonna get the second coats of the yellow and orange on here, and as they dry, we'll go ahead and put the metallic coat on them. And while these two sprues do their dry time, we'll pull out some of the ones we've already got to this point, and we will go ahead and start with the details on the weapons and the legs and things like that. Hopefully I can get these warriors and stuff done here. It's 20 of them. We're on day 5 of painting them. Active day 5. It has taken us many more days than that because of days I haven't been on, but actively painting it's been 5 days. Oh, need a paper towel. There we are. Something we can dry the brush off on, wipe excess paint off on. So we'll get right into it here. We're not going to dilly-dally today. I would like to get... I was really hoping to have all this done yesterday. And then today be on to doing more detail work and things, but can't fight the internet and software updates. I'd actually done the update the day before. I thought everything went well, but apparently I forgot that my new software was going to block webcam access and things like that unless I allowed it in certain applications, and then had other issues beyond that with software that needed updating. So I just figured it was easier just to skip yesterday and come back today to see everything. Hope you all are having a fantastic Thursday. If anybody has anything special going on this weekend they want to talk about, go ahead, pop it in the chat. We can chit-chat about it. I've actually got a slightly longer than usual weekend coming up here. I took a couple days off. We were going so heavy up at my dad's and all for so long. Just think I need a little bit more of a break than what I got. So you might actually see me online here streaming a little bit more this weekend and into early next week, because I took Tuesday and Wednesday off next week. think I got a little too much water on my wet palette. This paint is staying a little bit more than I wanted it to. There we go. Okay, the yellow on that sprue is ready to go. Set it up here to dry and bring this one down. I don't know if I was just getting in a hurry when we were on this last time, but this one looks very thin. And it could have been, it had been a long day. And if when we go into assembly anything else looks like it needs another coat, we can always top it off with a little bit of touch-ups here and there, and then hit it again with fairy dust. Is that what it's called? It's over here somewhere. Knocked it over. Yeah, the fairy dust. Oh, hey, Anganette. No, I do base coats. Well, for these guys, I'm doing base coats on all the things I'm going to make metallic, and I'll do some of the detail work before I put them together. I find it's a lot easier for me, at least, to get some of the areas before you assemble it, because some of the spots in here are still visible once you put the mini together, but they're really hard to get to with the brush once they're put together. So I just do a bulk of it before I snip things off and do my final sets of details and things. Thanks for coming into the stream. Oh, Angie? Okay. And then probably, if I can get these done in the next couple days here, next week we'll start on some cooler models like the Scorpeth Destroyers and maybe the Hexamark Destroyer that I have. And I've got the proxies printed up and assembled for those for one-page rules, because, you know, I can't afford everything GW right away. And since I do have access to a 3D printer, it makes that part of my hobby a little bit less expensive. Although once you factor in the cost of a 3D printer, you know. Is it really cheaper? Ooh, who is that? Oh, Boonsweet, I don't think I have that one. Oh, I do. Well, let's catch it anyway. Well, good morning, Princess. Hang on a second, sweetheart. Let me get this paint on here, and then I'll bring you up and show you to the world. Where'd you go? Well, I guess she just stopped by to say hi and then run off. Princess is my oldest son's cat, and she spends most of her time down here with me. His room is right behind my craft room, so. There we go. So now we're done with the yellow, at least for this coat, and we can go do the orange, and then we should be able to start detail paints while those colors set. Orange. Where'd you go, little cat? Let that brush dry. These are from Warhammer 40K, Games Workshop models. Oh, thanks for following the Instagram. I hardly ever, if ever, post there. I'm going to try and be more regular about posting on social medias, but I'm not a big social media guy. But I will try to, since people are actually starting to follow, I should probably try and update it with pictures and stuff. I tend not to do my work in progress photos until I start taking these guys off the sprues, because until then they don't look like much. Might have to do a third coat on this orange. It's coating, but not quite the way I want it to over the primer. And it's probably just how thin I've got it on, since there's too much water on the wet palette. I don't know, we'll see how it dries. It's looks like it's getting a little more opaque as it goes here. You really can't judge how your paint's going to look on a model until you do let it dry completely. You'll have an idea, but a lot of times it'll dry darker and more opaque than what it went on. Go. All right, that sprue's ready to go. Left to let it dry, and we'll see what happens. And then we just have the two little scarabs to do on this one, and we will thankfully be done with the base coats of the main color. Some of these detail base coats, we'll see what we can do. I do want to get into assembling these guys and getting them on bases. Yeah, the paint doesn't bubble up on this too much, thankfully. The bubbles usually sort themselves out for me too, which is nice. Painted right over the side of that leg. Alright, well, that's not where anybody's going to see it, I hope. Although, knowing me, I will go back and touch it up later before I assemble the scarabs, the little swarms. Okay. There we are. Okay, so those guys are set and ready to dry. Let me clean off my brush and we'll get the ones that have all the metallic paint on them already. these are the other two sets. And if you can see the difference on here between the oranges and the yellows. Get in the middle of the camera here. The oranges on this side have a have an effects paint on them that makes them metallic. Yeah, I have trouble not being a perfectionist. It's what makes it take so long for me to paint anything, assemble anything, or even try something new. If I'm not doing it great the first time out, I tend to get very discouraged, even though I know, and I always tell my children, if you want to be good at something, prepare to suck at it first. Oh, let's see. Let's try one of my fake brushes, fake bristles. There we go. So now we'll get started on the details on the bodies here, painting the insets on the legs where it's a different color metallic in between the joints, and we're going to try and do some in between like the vertebra and things like that to make these guys look more robotic and less monochromatic. And for that I'm going to start with night scales. That is a black metallic. Yeah, oil paints can be, they have a learning curve to them all on themselves. I've got a, the company, one of the companies that I get 3D print files from called One Page Rules, they do a monthly painting contest. I wanted to do their legendary model this year and enter it, or this month and enter it, but I won't be able to have it printed and painted in time, I think. It would take me over 24 hours to print, and then as slow as I paint, I don't think I could get it done in 15 days. Or actually now 10 days. Entries are due by June 25th, so I would have 9 days to paint it if I printed it today and got everything printed in the next 24 hours. So maybe I'll try next month. I know about what they do for their contests each month, and I'm just curious as to how well I would stand up. It's basically a popularity contest. It's user member graded. Wow, that's coming out way too thick. Maybe it's a good thing that there's too much water on my wet palette. Mix this in here, get some water in it. And this is where I actually start to be careful and not so sloppy with my brush strokes. Since I don't want to have to go back and paint that green again. So out of curiosity, Angie, when you as you pursue perfection in your painting, what's your judging distance? How do you judge? At what distance do you judge when your minis are good enough, or when your statues are good enough? Because I have a rule of thumb that I use that does save my sanity a bit. And that's if I can take, you see, I think I've got a paint one we can pull out here. If I take, these are all Dungeons and Dragons minis that I painted over the last months. Okay, and if I can take this mini, let's see here. There we go. If I can take this little guy here and I can hold him out at arm's length, get him on camera, and I can't see the mistakes on it, because you know there will be. Nothing is ever 100% perfect. If this mini looks good from this distance, it's good. I don't have to go any further. But if I see like glaring detail, like the last thing I saw on this was inside under the cloak in here, I forgot to paint in the back. Let me see, I can show you. I forgot to paint back in here. There we go. And when I was holding it at a distance, it's like, oh my goodness, it's all gray back there. So, I mean, perfection is always in the eye, quite literally, of the beholder. And if you can get it to where you're happy at hand's distance, no one's going to notice any mistakes, and it's going to look fantastic on the table as you're playing your game or looking at it from across the room on your mantle. There's no need to completely destroy your sanity trying for absolute perfection. If you do have anything you'd like to share, I do have work in progress and I think an art gallery in my Discord. Please keep it all safe for work. I try and keep my streams, especially these crafting streams, as safe as possible, because kids, they are very hard to monitor. A lot of parents don't. And even though you got to be 13 to have a actually have a Twitch account, you can put anything on that form you want when you sign in. And your kids could be seeing all kinds of different content that you don't necessarily want them to see. Okay. I try not to do things that aren't safe for work either. However, I have found that some of the STL files that I've gotten, while they would technically be safe for work, they're not necessarily safe for work. now we're getting into the crux of it, folks. Getting the details on there. Separating out the joints. Looks like there's a little battle damage on this guy that I can go ahead and mark out a little bit. Sorry I know I pulled that off screen, but I needed it a little closer to my face so that I could see the lines. There we go. I'm going to have to touch up a little bit on the insides of these shoulder blades, but the black primarily where I wanted it. I don't know how well you can see it on screen. Let's see. Turn on this monstrosity, see if this helps. Oh wow, need to fix the white balance on that. There we go. This guy over here. Yeah, it's kind of hard to get the light in there. But the black is pretty much just in the joints. I need to touch up a little bit around it. From a distance, you really won't be able to. I mean, from a distance, it looks really good. Even with that out of the way errant black strokes. I don't know, I might leave it. Okay, and then we'll start, we'll do that guy completely, get his arms and body all colored up the way they need to be. On the body here, it's pretty much just the front part of his body, it's pretty much just these neck pistons that'll be that color. And normally, these guys would be all almost monochromatic with Rune Lord Brass, I think, is the primary color you use on them. I have a couple of them painted up that I did. I call them Larry, Moe, and Curly, that I painted up the way you're supposed to. And then I don't really like that paint scheme. It's kind of boring to me, and I know they're robots, but come on. So I decided to go for something a little more fun, at least on the main troops. The leadership and all, I'll paint them up the way, or at least try to paint them up the way the box shows them. But I thought, why not have some fun with the troops? Because I'm going to do the Scorpeth destroyers, which I don't know if I have a picture of them. No, I did not buy a second box of them. I printed them. Okay, so this is the Hexamark destroyer. See if I can get it out of the light a little bit. There we go. And I've got this one, and I printed two other little models that I'm going to use as proxies for them, and I'm going to paint them up in this same candy-coated Skittles, M&M, Sprees color, however you want to call it. And I'll do, just for my collection, I'll do six or seven, one in each color. It's 4. Actually, I have 8 different colors I can use, but I'm using this royal purple. I'm only using on the headquarters units that aren't named. Like, there's Trazen the Infinite that is a named leadership unit. He's going to get painted up like the box art, or at least as close as I can get it to the box art. But the rest of these guys, I wanted to be fun, and it's a little bit of a tribute to my dad too. Because when my first son was born, his nickname became the Skittles Man. Because whenever he came to see my son, he would bring a little bag of Skittles for my son to snack on. And on the first Christmas ornament my son made in school, that he sent home to his grandfather, he put "To the Skittle Man." So this is as much cathartic for me and a tribute to him. Can put that out of the way for now. There we go. Sometimes it's even hard to see the details you want to paint on the sprue. There we go, those arms are ready. I don't know, maybe as I get these guys to a certain point, we can take them off the sprue and assemble them early. Because I do like having better assembled models to work with. I need to do the feet. The joints on the feet here need a little bit of a touch up. Okay. That guy looks pretty good. Oh, got to do the backside of the undercarriage here. There we go. Just in case for some reason you can see these cables from elsewhere, we'll go ahead and just put a coat on them. I do know that you will most likely not be able to see them once I put the model together. Oh, cool. So you do amigurumis? I love those things. My wife wants to try them. She's afraid she won't be any good at it. I keep telling her you'll be fine. You just gotta practice. Let me see here. Do you stream them? Let's find out. Oh. Nope. Apparently you don't. Okay. Are you, you can whisper me your Instagram link unless you want to make it public to the world, if that's where you post them or wherever you do. I'd love to take a look at them. Oh, okay. Sounds good. Post whatever you like, Angie. I'm happy to look at all the artwork and tout on it and say how cool it is. I don't know if you watch Zakayla here on Twitch. She's on in the evenings. I spend a lot of time watching her while or at least listening to her while I work. Oh, ads. I'll wait till they're done. Okay, now we gotta do in that elbow there. I completely missed the back of his elbow with red. Oh, we'll get this in there. Okay, ads are done. Okay. Do you ever watch? There's another streamer on Twitch. There's a lot of them actually, but Zakayla does amigurumis. She's a huge fiber arts crafter. I love watching her work, or at least listening to it while I'm at work, because I always have something up for noise while I'm working. And since for me it's really nice when I go to work, I just turn to the right 90 degrees and get started. At least until this fall. They may bring us back into the office at that point. I don't know. Depends on what they decide. Okay. Yes, Zakayla is a wonderful, wonderful woman. And I don't care what she says, she's fast. Okay, give me a sec here. I'll go on to Discord and take a look. Okay. Let those red bits dry. Let's take a look at what's going on in Discord. Oh, wow. Okay. Gotta add. Window capture. Discord. Okay, since you said I could post them on screen here. Get this set. And I'll have to make a button to switch things out later on. There we go. Oh, I love that. That panther's gorgeous too. I like how you did that rock. Of course, with everything, it's so shiny. Oh, wow. Is that a sparkle paint on, or glitter on the globe? Or the orb that the wizard is holding? Oh, my uncle would love this. Oh, they're fantastic. Let's see here. And then works, it can be shown. Works in progress. Oh, right. You're doing this freehand? That is amazing, Angie. Wow. Let me hide Discord. That's absolutely amazing. Okay, a metallic coat. Oh, wow. I had to fire it twice. Wow. You are very talented, Angie. That stuff looks fantastic. My uncle would love the Indian. He is indigenous, I guess you call it. I don't know what the polite way to say it or how you're supposed to say it. I know he doesn't care. Yeah, feel free to, if you want to post other things in there at any point in time, even if you're not in stream or I'm not streaming. Then do the code. Okay, so do you fire them a third time to get the gloss coat to come on, or is it just the second time that brings out the gloss? Okay. Do you have your own kiln, or do you go to a service for that? Because I know they have, there's a place near me, about 20 minutes north of me, where my wife and I were thinking about going to, that has ceramics you can paint in store, and then they fire them and you take them home a week later. And we're really interested in looking into that. We went in once. It's a wonderful little place. Can't remember the name of it. I have to look it up. Gotta get this side. Oh, wow. Do you still do the ceramics, or did that have to stop when things moved? Okay, okay. Yeah, kilns can be a little expensive to buy and to run, not to mention the space you need for them. if you can get good at it, crochet is, well, it's, from what I've seen, my wife seems very relaxed when she crochets. She doesn't do it as much as she'd like, I think. Oh, okay. Let's see here. Oh, stream might go a little wonky for a second here while I open up your Instagram page. Yep, there it goes. Well, Greg, that's what happens when you try and open 15 pages at one time. Let's close out all this extraneous. And see what we came here to see. Oh, 1 second. There we go. There we go. Okay, let's not do that again on stream. I'll have to follow people off stream because that really tanked the frame rate with all that stuff opening up. But I followed you back. Matter of fact, just sit over here. No, I'll have to fix this one later too. Okay. Yeah, I'll take a look at what else is on there. Okay. Oh, there's a little spot up in here. And then we'll just cover the top tips of these. And then there's joint lines right in here where these shoulder blade plates meet the spine. And we'll just hit them real quick. Sometimes when I go to pick up paint, nothing comes up on the brush. Then I'm stuck trying to paint 4 or 5 times before I realize there's nothing on there. There we go. Yeah, those little bits of detail in there look really good. And they cover my mistakes, so I like it. And I think, oh nope, we got to do the neck pistons and the cables on this guy. And then the main details on his body at that point are done. Anything after this will be touch up or just fun decoration. Still got to do the eyes, of course, but I do them once they are assembled because I can twist the mini however I need to put that little drop of paint in the eye. Oh, forgot about the vertebra on the back of the neck here. There we go. And then on the back, on the front of the neck, there are a couple of those vertebrae show. At least one. Yeah, it looks like just one is actually in visible range on the front. Go and there we go. It's hard to crochet with blanket weight yarn though, isn't it? Especially if you're doing like a little amigurumi. Granted, I know you use a larger hook size, but I would think that crocheting with that would be a lot more difficult. Making a figure anyway. Okay. Okay. Did you see that humongous octopus that Sakala made using, it was 2 or 3 strands of the thicker than blanket weight yarn and like the femur crochet hook that she had? Pretty sure she took it off somebody's leg. Another ad incoming in about a minute and a half. Sorry. That yellow just didn't stick on some of these joints. Go back and touch that up later. Okay. Oh, good. Glad you haven't been hit by ads. I've noticed I have a, on my phone, when I'm in the Twitch app, I don't get ads hardly ever. But when I'm on my tablet or on my PC and browser, in the browser version, ads come on quite often. Unless, of course, you know, you're subscribed. And then, you know, then I still don't get the ads. But it's just surprising how sporadic a lot of this is. Yeah, because on my tablet over here, I've got ads on the channel I'm watching. Oh well. Or the one I have up. I lurk everywhere. I figure it's just helpful to support other streamers out. And if I am listening to it, it's decent background noise. Well, that's good. Was it to fix something? Did you break yourself? I broke myself a while ago. Or I should say COVID broke me a while ago. I've broken myself a couple times. Had to have surgery for that. I think I remember you talking about that in Good Enough's channel too. But I don't remember. Because I would just hear mention, since I can't spend 100% of time paying attention to it, although I think sometimes it looks like I do as much as I talk in there. Okay. Oh. So while you recover, is there a, are you crocheting today, or are you just taking a break from everything while you give yourself a little bit of time to heal up? Ah. Well, hopefully it's all taken care of now. And you can get on. Okay. Oh, okay. See, normally this is where I would ask too many questions, but we're on the internet, so I'm going to keep my mouth shut. Magby, do I have that? Nope. I think my software updates work because my camera's not flaking out on me now. And now that I've said that, it'll go down. I was having serious trouble the last couple days with, or last few streams with my face cam, just deciding that it wanted to freeze up. Hey, good, I caught it. I have to say, although I'm using this yellow metallic, or making this yellow into a metallic on these guys, I'm not going to do that for the crash test dummy Space Marines when I paint them. I'm just going to paint them the regular yellow like I did the first one. I don't like the metallic enough to do it again on the Space Marines. Oh, I know. I hope this works out for you and you don't have to get another surgery. Multiple surgeries suck. I was just saying that I'm not going to... I did the yellow metallic on these guys. It was a test. I'd never done it before. And I'll continue to do it on the Necrons, but I will not do it on my crash test dummy Space Marines when I go and paint them. good. Yeah, it's cancer's what my father died from a malignant melanoma that he didn't even know he had. He was always getting himself tested because he'd had potential for skin cancer when he was younger, and he had just had himself checked like 9 months before when they were doing a checkup on shoulder surgery it had done. They didn't find anything, and then end of August he ran to his neighbor's house saying how he was losing time. They rushed him to the hospital, and then 5 days later he was gone. So definitely not something to play around with. Sorry, I don't mean to scare you or make you feel self-conscious in any way. But yeah, it's definitely not something I want to mess around with. I don't want to find out the hard way that it's there. I want... when I go, I want to go peacefully in my sleep, like he did, but without the horrible trip to the hospital. Okay. Just a few more pieces left and we're done with the basic details on this sprue. Although I'm probably going to hit the stuff on this yellow one here again. It's the dark metallic's having trouble coating the light metallic, believe it or not. Oh, that's terrible. Yeah, my wife lost a cousin this year to cancer as well. Hasn't been a really good year. That makes sense. Yeah, I don't have too many cancers that run across my family. Thankfully, knock on fake wood. But it's always still a worry because of what little they actually know. much as it's genetic, it's environmental they're finding, and all those other things. So you really can't say for certain for anyone that it's not there and just waiting to rear its ugly head on you. Actually, I've got one painted that I did as a test. I bought, when I originally started getting these guys, I got the little learn to paint sets from Games Workshop that had like 3 Space Marines in it, and I got one that had the 3 Necrons in it, and then I got 2 of them that had 1 of each. So this is my crash test dummy. Oh, let's get in camera here. That I did as a test. Now all the symbols on him are hand painted on this one. Let's see, maybe the phone cam, or the close-up cam up here, get you a better picture of him. The only metallic paint on him is the black on his armor. The shiny black on his armor. The pistol and all is done in the flat black like it's supposed to be for those weapons. Ooh. Come on, computer. I say, he looks terrible up close, but you hold him far away. Can't tell I made any mistakes. And then this was the test guy for these Necrons. And I actually painted him, the green you see in his eyes and the green on his weapon actually glow in the dark under UV light. Whoa. Focus on the guy in front of you, not the background, please. So, those guys are test subjects. I have my fancy metal storage box here. Oh yeah. I took one of the baking trays from Dollar Tree and I cut the metal out and then magnetized all the bases, and then this is what I store my Warhammer guys in. I have 2 of them. Eventually, I might make better storage. My son and I are looking at doing some woodworking, and there's a case on Amazon you can get for it that has grooves that you slide metal trays into, and you can adjust the height as necessary for whatever minis you have. Oh, okay. Let me know when you're back. I'll just continue painting. Whoa. Don't get water all over the desk. Ooh. A tier. And I don't have it. No problem. My son and I are looking at doing a little woodworking project because on Amazon we found a storage case for minis that it's a plywood box with slots in it, and you can adjust the metal trays whatever height you want. And instead of spending the couple $100 or the $100 that they want, I've got a table saw. I can cut grooves. So, and he and I are looking at making a magnetic storage solution for our guys that way. All of my kids are doing Warhammer with me, all 4 of them. I'm the only one, myself and my son, that I want to make the storage case with. We're the only ones that have anything painted so far. Just about everybody has some of their stuff assembled. I keep trying to get my sons to... My oldest streams every so often. He streams video games and his Dungeons and Dragons sessions. But I'm trying to get him to stream painting with me. Because we could stream at the same time and just have a little window with each other's camera up on it. So we could see what's being painted on the other stream. Looks like all the primer's covered on that. Let's go ahead and do the vertebra in the back here. There we go. And we'll move over to the arm up here. Oh, cool. It's wonderful that your daughter's into crafting too. Yeah, I have 3 sons and a daughter. And it's only 3 sons and a daughter because she wasn't the second one born. We had my oldest son, and then a couple years later we had twin boys, and 8 years after they were born, my wife said, I want another one. I said, okay. So she looked up on the internet everything, every wives' tale, every factual scientific article about what a man has to do to make sure they get a girl. And she had me do all of it. And it worked. So we have my lovely daughter, who is 14 now, 15 now, sorry, sweetie. 15 and mouthy as they come. She streams sometimes as well. She does, she's getting really good at drawing. She's been doing little digital art here and there. And she'll stream with me when I game sometimes too. She'll play along Phasmophobia or Sea of Thieves with us every once in a while. I mean, really the thing that started me stream was just playing games with the kids. They were streaming their games. I said, well, you know, I can do that too, and we can play together. which didn't get the groans of disapproval I thought it would. But we've been doing it for a couple years now. Usually on Fridays I play a spooky game with my youngest son. Well, the boys are only a year and a half apart. Or no, they're 3.5 years apart. I'm sorry. And that was only because we didn't want to have any more kids till we moved into a house and had room for everybody. And they were born less than a year after we moved into the house. Getting enough paint in there. That's better. Must not have had enough on the brush. Okay. No, they were, the Space Marines are being painted up like crash test dummies. I bought, everything on that first one I hand painted, all the little crash test dummy decals, like these. But I bought a bunch of water transfer decals to make it easier on the next set of Space Marines. And then the set that I bought, there's 3 motorbikes that come in it, and I'll put some of the striping on that and just try to make it as fun as possible. I'm even going to do the captain up like a crash test dummy. There's it's called a Primaris Captain. And I'm going to do him up the same way. Didn't this song already play? Sometimes I wonder about epidemic sounds. Playlist randomizer. I don't know that it's actually randomizing everything. I think it'll be pretty interesting. I don't really plan on running a big Space Marine army. Necrons are apparently my army of choice. But the models that I have, I want to make fun. Can't really tell if that paint color got down in there or not. Can't hurt. I'll put another stripe down in there. There we go. Yeah, I ordered the new Advent sets he's doing. I asked for the D&D monsters. I'm waiting for him to tell me what the payment is so I can, with shipping, so I can get it to him. But he said that would probably be the end of this month before he gets those out. So that does give me a little more time to set aside money for it. And I'll probably do a diorama with those D&D monsters. I think this sprue is done. So, set these guys over here to dry for a little bit. Most of them are probably completely dry already, but I want to give it a little bit of time. And then this is the big one. There's what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 of the Necrons are on this one. Oh, FenQuest. Oh, where to start? Where to start? Let's start with an arm. That's looking really good against the orange. So if you do make a diorama out of them, any ideas so far on how you want to do it? Little forest scene or something along those lines? Nice. That would be really cool. Cutesy is usually the way to go with those little baby beasts. Yeah, you do have to recover first. Well, this is what you're seeing is pretty much my whole crafting space. It's like 18 inches by 2 feet. It's all the room I have to work in because around it I've got my paints. You know, I've got my PC up on the shelf over here. I've got other stuff over here, and then a printer back in the corner for bill receipts, and then my workstation set up for work. I have to confine myself to this little bit. We'd like to redo the basement, and when we do, we're putting in a proper crafting area since we all do different crafts, but got to get to that point. We also want to put in a table so we could. It'll be a big crafting table. My wife does like to sew, at least what she says. She ends up hand stitching most of the time when she sews. But have a my daughter wants to try her hand at quilting, even if it's like sewing machine quilting, not hand stitching all the little panels together. But we want to put up a big table so they'll have a place to lay out material and get it pinned, and it'll also double as an area where a big table we could use to play Warhammer or Idols of Torment. Which I have to start printing those minis. That arm's done. A little bit there. A little bit right there. Okay. It's time to swap out brushes. This one's starting to look a little rough. Have to clean it up and let it dry, and hopefully it'll go back to normal. Perfectly fine and understandable. Still waiting on my pharmacy to get some of my meds in. They say Saturday, I say okay. Okay, we're almost done the arms. I don't have Geodude. Oh, I know what you mean. Pain doesn't have to be intense to be annoying. There was more battle damaged arms than that. Alright. Oh, don't want to take it off screen here. I think all the arms are done. Alright. Oh, nope. One over here. I usually go from on Tuesday through Friday, usually from about 11 a.m. till about 2 p.m. Eastern Time. So I've got another half hour, 45 minutes before I have to really worry about wrapping things up. And then I'm still trying to figure out my Monday weekend stuff. This past Monday I streamed for about 6 hours and I think I was seeing 4 of everything when I was done. But that was when I put these guys together. I kit bashed these guys out of it's one model, and then I added an extra gun to the back and adjusted the tails a little bit. But that took me 2 hours to get those models the way they needed to be because they kept breaking. So if you want to see persistence, you could watch that VOD. And then in the middle of it, I played a little bit of Faz because I was so frustrated from putting those guys together. And then went back in and painted a little bit and to end it all off. But they came out looking good. If I was good in 3D modeling software, I would have opened these tails up a little bit more and had the gun pointing forward or something like that. But I basically just chopped the stinger off of the scorpion tail and glued that gun on there. From one, I printed an extra set of arms and popped the guns off. Because the model this is based on actually has 6 pistols. So this is as close as I can get with their stuff. I tell you what, Phasmophobia got me on Monday. Oh my golly, and my camera had froze, but I nearly jumped out of my skin. It would have been great on video, I'm telling you. Let's get some more paint out here. Yeah, I think they turned out really well. I'm not quite done with the bases yet. I'm going to put some rocks on it like I did for this other model. This model I didn't have to alter at all. The weapons he came with were very much like the ones on the Scorpeth destroyers. But I didn't exactly put them together right. They should fit on the bases without too much trouble. But I need to finish basing them, and then I'm going to prime them and paint them already on the base like that. I think I can get it done well enough. See if we got good quality paint coming out this time. It's coming out too thick. Put it on the... There's not enough room over here for all the equipment. I have a vortex mixer over here. And sometimes that helps these stubborn paints get to looking better. I have some liquid matte medium, or liquid medium I could put in there. And I might actually have to put a couple drops in there, get this paint back to consistency. Otherwise, I'll just buy another bottle. I don't know why. This is the only one of this set that's acting like that. Okay. Oh my golly. That's like solid in there. Good paint down below though. There we go. Now it's coming out right. Should have checked that first. Okay. Let's grab a new paper towel since I have that black paint everywhere. See, we're going to give this brush a break. It has been used and abused for over an hour now. I think I have one more. Do I have one more? It's unopened? I do not. I thought I bought 4 of them. It actually wasn't a solid piece. It was just a lot of the pigment had. Maybe I let it lay on its side too long or something, but a lot of the pigment had settled up towards the top of the bottle, so I pushed it back down in and mixed it back in with the medium. We'll see how well it does here. Start on one of these bodies where I have big area to cover so we can see how it's working. Oh. It seems to be doing well. Yeah, I need to get some new brushes. These acrylic brushes, these are the level 1 acrylic brushes from Michaels. I like them because of the big handle, but they do not last that long. And I only buy them in the really small sizes for the details that I'm doing. I actually used to paint everything with brushes this small. It wasn't until recently that I said, let's try some natural sable brushes and see how they work. So I got the little set from Green Stuff World. It wasn't super expensive, so it's a good way to step into it, I think. And those brushes, I've been using the bigger of those brushes. They seem to work pretty good. I like them. Brush tip is not staying the way it needs to, though. I think I need to get this under the brush soap, if I can find it. Ooh, bristles coming out. That's good. Doing the same thing. Okay. See how this one does. There we go. That one's got a good tip. Yeah, it made it made a bubble in the bottle. And it just wouldn't let the good paint down below go through. Which is weird, there's a mixing bowl in there. I'm surprised that didn't just knock it out of the way. Okay. Oh yeah. That's a nice brush. I think this is a Michael's level 3 brush, but I'm not sure. I might actually have gotten this one from Walmart. Oh. Yeah, I have to adjust my camera. My bald head should not be showing up on TV. Sorry if the glare has blinded you for life. I actually had it set so that I could get all the way up on my table here and I wouldn't show up on camera because, you know, I don't want to block the view of the Mini. That's what we're here for. That and the chit chat. But I upgraded my camera software yesterday to the Pro version for Canon. And it gave me some new settings and changed the output resolution nicely. It's outputting at 1080p now, which is nice, but I have to figure out how to set the camera again, where to put it. Learning curves. Ooh, dropping frames. Oh, hydrate. I have to get that to make a noise. Thank you for saying something. I left my water upstairs. Well, I've got 15 minutes left. I'm going to refund your hydrate. I can do that over here. Okay, there we go. You should get your points back for that hydrate since I didn't actually do it. And I apparently left my water bottle upstairs, so I'll have to hydrate here in a minute when we're done. This is an 18.0 Black Camille. COMEILLE brush. I'm not sure if this is from, I know it's not Artist Loft, so that would be an actual Michaels brand. I'm not sure where I got this brush from, but it gets in here nicely. I'm not having any of the overpaint like I did using the other brush, which technically had a smaller tip. That was a 20.0 that I was using before. No problem, Angie. Thank you for stopping by, and thank you for hanging out with me today. I greatly appreciate it. Thank you, Angie. It means a lot to me. Yeah, I'm not sure what's going on here, guys. We're starting to lose stream quality. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to shut down the close-up cam, make sure that's not running anything. And I'll close out Discord for a minute. I can always I'll reopen it after stream, make sure. But I am dropping a lot of frames right now. Sitting here watching. I'd like to get another 12 minutes in, get to 3 hours today, but I may not be able to do that if the stream keeps lagging like this. I've dropped almost 7% of my frames. And there is nothing else that I can shut down. And it's all my machine. It's an encoding lag that I'm getting here, which is weird. Nothing else is really running today. All right, well, I'll give it a couple more minutes here, see if it doesn't clear up. We're about to the end of the day anyway. Yeah, I hear it even in the music lagging. Okay, well, let's pause our music for a minute, see if that doesn't give us a bit of a break. No, it's not the music. Alright, I'm going to finish this leg up here, and then we're going to call it. Because this is not good content for anyone to try and watch. Okay, guys. We're almost done detailing up that leg. So let's go ahead and find someone to raid out to, because this is becoming untenable. Let's see here, who's on today? Hey, Queen V Crafty's on. And she's doing more jar art, I believe. This is going to make the stream go even worse, but let me see what Queen V Crafty's up to today. Make sure she's not on a break. Oh, Grieg is doing sit-ups. Apparently somebody redeemed to make me exercise. Or make him exercise, not me. Okay, she is painting constellations and doing something with Tauros Earth Element Cane, Part 2. So we'll go ahead and we'll raid out to her. Let me go ahead and get us over to our ending soon screen. Maybe that'll make a little bit of a difference. You know, you start threatening to end stream, maybe things will work out a little better for you. Or for me. Okay, yep. That seems to have helped a lot. Okay, I'm still trying to end out here, guys. Okay. I'd like to thank everybody who came out for today's stream. I greatly appreciate every visitor, lurker, chatter, follower, subscriber, supporter, and donator to the charity who stops by. I hope to see you all here again in my next stream. Be safe out there. Give me a moment. We're trying to raid out to Queen V Crafty, but I don't know if it's a Twitch problem or a me problem, but something isn't acting right.